Details have not yet been released.
Fox's Ashley Strohmeyer. Republican primaries in Georgia, Hawaii, Mississippi, and Washington tomorrow, with former President Trump poised to become the GOP nominee for a third straight time. President Biden on the move again today. Since State of the Union last week, he visits Manchester, New Hampshire. He'll outline his call for lower drug and medical costs. The movie Oppenheimer wins 7 Oscars, including Best Picture, Director, Actor, and Supporting Actor. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real talk starts now.
And good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Kelly Knapp.
And I'm Lee Barrows.
Get this echo off.
And,
Okay.
and we are here to start your week off.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, it's starting with a bang already. I hope I have the right buttons pressed. It's been a while.
Yeah, you're doing well.
I hope so. I took it off automated. I think that's what I was supposed to do. I can't remember. It's been a long time.
But you did
Yeah.
fine.
If anybody doesn't hear us, please call us and let us know. I think I hit the right button.
It's Monday.
Yeah,
We'll get
so
to
it's
it.
Monday morning. It is dark outside because of the time
That's
change.
right.
The clocks in here are an hour behind. So yay,
Yeah.
yes. There's pollen everywhere, everybody, by the way, if you did not notice yesterday.
Oh, it was
Cars
just
are
like
covered.
out of nowhere.
Mhm.
It's like Saturday, Friday, there was no pollen.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday, no pollen. Sunday, we were blanketed
Mhm.
with yellow pollen. I'm just dreading the cleanup.
Washington, it was full. It was just so full of people.
Well, I was today, but I still have to mow my yard because it's weeds. And
Mhm,
if you go by my house, please look the other way.
mhm.
Look across the street. Their yards look nice.
Well, we mowed ours. Robin did.
That's good.
It had to be. It was Dandelion Kingdom out
Yeah,
there.
that's what
Yeah.
mine is right now.
Yeah.
And those purple flowers.
They're very pretty, but I think they're weeds.
Yeah, they are weeds.
Okay. They are very
If
pretty
I
to
get a
look at.
chance today, I'm going
Yeah.
to go by and get some weed and feed to put
Oh,
down.
I need to do that too.
But
Yeah.
it's just, how was your weekend?
It was good. How was yours? What'd you do?
I went to the county Republican convention.
Oh, how did that
Yes.
go?
It was fine. We were in and out in no time at all. No
Mhm.
drama. Everything was good.
Big crowd?
I was just very disappointed that we didn't have more people there than what we did. We had a lot of empty tables, and usually in the past we've had such a packed room, but
Mhm.
maybe everybody was worn out from the primaries. I don't know, but there was very few people there that
Well-
compared to prior years.
I want to say, I worked the polls, especially on election day, and we had quite, at least we're at 3 different polls I was at. People were coming up, voters, not poll workers or anything like
Right.
that, just general voters. And some of them were upset they had not been given a voting guide.
Right.
And at the Commons, probably at least 30 people were turned away for being at the wrong precinct.
Right.
And one guy was very angry, and he said in the past, the Republican Party had always put out kind of like a precinct guide kind of thing.
Which we did that on the
Mhm.
radio here, put it out
And
several times.
he didn't know or didn't get one or didn't listen or whatever, but he didn't know. He was very upset.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so,
I encountered some people like that, just wanting to know if there was a basic Republican voter guide. And usually in the past, we stay out of the primaries
Mhm.
because you have to let these candidates do their thing on their own. But we still generally provide things like the voter guides.
mhm.
And I think there was an email put out trying to ask people if they would volunteer to work the polls, but I don't think I saw anybody from the party doing it.
I don't even know. I didn't see any, but
But I went out in the boonies. When
Mhm.
y'all were at the good
Mhm.
place, I was out in the boonies checking places.
we were out, and we tried to hit every single. I think there may have been one precinct we missed, and that was just because there was only a few of us,
Right.
so we couldn't get. There's one I think that we missed I can think of. And my complaint, and I do have a complaint, that in the past there's always been some type of organized sign pickup. And this time there was not. And I don't want to hear it's just a primary, because in the past, even in the primaries, we've had organized sign pickup. And then there was one location where the signs could be picked up by all the candidates or their campaigns.
Yeah, we call it the Sinorama.
Yeah, well, Sinorama didn't exist this time, and I'm very incredibly disappointed at the Republican Party here in Onslow.
Well, we
for
got
that.
to the candidates have until the 15th,
Mhm.
which is later this week, to make sure they get all the signs up and off the roadway. And if you don't, they'll probably end up in the trash can. And
I
it's
mean-
not a good look for you.
It's not a good look for people, but also too, it was just always in the past, there's a lot of retired, party members that would go around and make it, a lot easier. It was so much easier when, you could go around and they would just get all the, Republican signs and put them in one
And I will
location.
give credit to Glenn Spradling
Mhm.
and his wife Wanda for
Mhm.
doing that. He would organize
would.
it. And I went out and helped, even though I
Mhm.
wasn't actively involved. I got out and helped anyway.
Mhm.
And anytime you see, one day I just started collecting them. And then we always had a lot of
Mhm.
by Sonic on 24 where we would dump all the signs. And we would take the time to actually put them in piles according to the candidate.
Correct.
We put
Yeah.
a lot of work
I
into
know.
that.
I used to
Well,
go
I
pick
was like,
ours up. Yeah.
Glenn and Wanda did the most
Yeah.
of the work, but it was much easier on everyone to have a group effort like that, because as well as I know, you drive the whole county to put out signs. That's an
Mhm.
all day thing.
It is.
It's a lot of miles and a lot of traffic.
I went out and picked up a bunch of signs yesterday for other candidates that I've got to get in touch with them to get them their signs out in county areas that I knew. I mean, there's a lot. And not everybody, a lot of campaigns they kind of write down where their signs are, but some people don't. So, and if they've got help putting their signs out, they may not know where their poll or where their campaign helpers have put the signs. Those signs are expensive. And, for those that went through, they're going to have to put signs back out at in the fall. So you need every sign you can possibly get.
I agree. It's a lot of work
Mhm.
for candidates, and generally, as a party, we always tried to help. Not by we didn't endorse,
Well, no.
but we'd say, because you get a lot of state candidates. I had some that were sending me signs,
Well, picking up a sign is not endorsing anybody.
right? And I said, "Yeah, I help you get them out because they have 100 counties, and they can't go to every county and spend the
Correct.
day,
Yeah.
because it's a lot of work." And a lot of them knew me, and they say, "If I sent you signs, could you get them out?" And I had, I think, 3 state candidates I was putting out signs for,
Hmm.
not as an endorsement, but to help them.
Well, I mean,
That's what
100
we do. We
counties is a
help each
lot.
other.
Yes. Well, that's why it was just disappointing. And the voter guide was disappointing as well for people. I hope the party will do better for the fall.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
Hope so. Because, no one should get complacent enough to think they've got this in the bag.
Well, let me
So-
tell you.
We have a caller. Let me
Oh, okay.
wait for turn this button around.
I think it's Chris.
Good morning, caller. Who's this?
This is Kathy. Good
Oh,
morning,
hi,
guys.
Kathy. I
How
knew
you
I knew the
doing?
number.
Hey, Kathy. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. I just wanted to report that one of the local precincts around here that takes a lot of voters did not have a restroom for the voters to use, and one man ended up having to urinate on himself.
What?
Yes.
Was he a poll worker or something? Was he somebody out there?
No, he was a voter, and they did not have any restrooms for any of the voters to use, and so therefore he was pretty much left with having to wet on himself because there was no public or restroom available for any of the voters.
That's sad.
Well,
They're not required
Yeah.
to let you come in the building during, the election time, and let you use the restroom. Now, there have been some precincts where I have worked where they're gracious about it. As long as you don't walk in there with campaign material, you're allowed to go into the building to use the restroom. And there are some precincts that will not allow you in the building because of the way it's set up.
Well, I think
It's
this
rough.
I made this very comment actually on election day because there were some places you absolutely could not go to the bathroom, whether you're a voter or a worker, a campaign worker outside. I don't know why that the BOE doesn't budget in a little money to rent porta potties for the precincts.
That's a
that
lot.
would be a good idea. Only because you get voters out there, and if the lines are long at some polls, then you've got to have somewhere for these voters to be able to go to the bathroom.
I agree.
Well, I will be the
and
devil's
to me, that
advocate
was
here.
kind of a sad situation, and I know it was more embarrassing for the gentleman himself.
Oh, I'm sure it was. Well, I will be the devil's advocate and talk about the other side of it. 14 days of early voting. There was plenty of time you could just get up, walk right in, and walk right out. So there's that. And another thing is they're not required to let you use restrooms because they have to protect what's going on inside. It's not like that at all polls, at just some of them. The county pays these places to let us use them as polls. And I know there's some in the past that have dropped out from doing it because they may be a religious area, building, and getting into politics. It was just too much for them. But generally, most of them, I think that's why everybody likes to work the Commons.
Well, then hold up then.
bathrooms.
So if these buildings are being paid, they're being rented,
Right.
then why can't they provide a bathroom if you're renting the area?
Well, first of all, there's a lot of them that don't want to have anything to do with polls and being a poll.
Well, then they shouldn't be taking that poll money now, should they?
No, that's why they're going to other places.
They should get some kind of porta johns out there.
It's either a porta john, or if you're paying to rent the building for the poll, there ought to be a
Okay,
requirement
I
that
agree.
you provide a bathroom. Just one. You don't have to provide 22.
Well, I know that
Yeah.
in the past, when I worked down at the Board of Elections out there in the yard out there, the way their bathrooms are set up, you have to walk through the voting area to get to them. So they couldn't allow that. So I would just have to go down to the city park right there at the beginning of the road. And nasty, but
Right.
I would have to go do that or go to McDonald's. But I mean,
Well,
it's the
this
way it
one
is.
didn't really have access to all of that. It was kind of out there a little bit, and so there really wasn't anywhere for them to use the restroom.
Right.
So they could have put a porta john or something out there for them to use.
That's what I
If it meant
said.
that they were going to be walking through the poll area.
Okay.
'Cause,
Once again, let
it's
me
supposed to
be
be for the people.
devil's advocate once again. First of all,
Oh, me.
well, I just want to look at both sides because I've been both
I
sides.
know it.
But we're paying a lot of money to have 5 polls open for what, 13 days?
Okay, once again, let's start with that. You want to start breaking it down? That's too long. 1 week max of early voting is enough.
Well, the state board of elections is what sets this up. The counties have.
Well, who's
nothing to do
running
with it.
that?
But I understand whether it's true or not. I'm trying to find out that there may be some legislation in the works to reduce the number of days, which I think that is smart because it's costing us a ton of money. You go in those polls, Kelly, you go in there to vote. How many people were sitting there behind the desk
15?
and nobody's doing anything?
Yeah,
'Cause
standing around. I
Right.
want, I want that job. I get paid to stand there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a lot. It's a lot of workers that they have to pay.
I agree. 1
And then
week.
you go rent porta johns. That's a whole nother
Mhm.
bunch of money on top of it.
Well, here's the
Porta johns
thing,
are
though.
expensive.
But you only need them for,
Every-
short period of time.
Yeah, only
It's-
certain facilities would need them, not all of them.
Right, true.
Um,
But they would have to sit out there the entire time for early voting.
Once
Yeah,
again,
so
make
2
early
weeks.
voting. 2 weeks is too long. I don't know who ever thought up 2 weeks and thought this is a good idea. If you add up all
I
the
agree,
money
Kelly.
that the state is paying, I bet it's astronomical and it's unnecessary. And if you knock it down to 1 week and get porta johns in locations, most of them, all of them, half of them, I guarantee you,
Yeah.
still will not reach the budget of the 2 week period. Guaranteed.
No, and you're right. If they do cut it back a week,
Mhm.
then that gives them the extra money
Yeah.
to
for it.
use
Yep.
towards the voters. 'Cause
Correct.
that's what this is all about.
And
Is getting the voters out there.
well, we already know the lines in the fall are going to be long because it's a presidential election and it's already hotly contested is not the right word, but
Statewide.
you know, or even state, the governor's race is
Yes.
a hot mess already. The presidential, I mean, you know who you're for one way or the other. So
Oh, yes, ma'am.
a lot of people are going to be coming out. They've got what, 7 months, 8 months, however many, 6 months, whatever it is, to figure this out.
Yep.
Just
So
my
hopefully
opinion.
they'll make some kind of planning efforts
Yeah.
on their behalf.
Yep.
Because, like again, I said, I feel that you need to accommodate your voters because that's what this is about, is getting those voters out there.
Correct.
And even though if it's one incident is enough, for one man to be embarrassed out there,
It's very sad.
going to go back and vote again, so, I just wanted to put that out there that was
Thank you for that.
one
Yes,
of the
thank you,
situations
Kathy.
that did happen, and it was kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, we
but,
appreciate
I
your
did-
opinion. Thanks for that.
Yeah. Very
Okay,
sad.
well, you're very welcome, and you girls have a great morning.
Thank you.
too, Kathy.
Thanks. Have a good day. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. You know, that is very sad. But I
Yeah,
had
I
made
mean,
the comment about the porta potties or whatever.
It's
while I
a
was
very
out
good
there. Yeah.
viewpoint. I disagree with it, but it's a very good viewpoint.
Mhm.
And I appreciate her bringing that up because there has been times where I've had to just leave all my stuff sitting to run down the street to McDonald's or something. But
Well, I live in the
Yeah.
commons, so it was easy for me to
that's
run
why
to the house.
everybody
Yeah.
likes the commons.
Yeah.
It's easy parking.
Some of it, but the commons would let you go in as long as if you were like a campaign worker, as long as you didn't have your shirt on, you know.
You can wear your shirt. You can.
Oh,
wear your
well, some
shirt.
people
You
were
can't
putting
take-
jackets on.
That's generally what we do. But if you have a shirt on that says vote for, the king or whatever, they're not, because people wear them in to vote too.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think about that. Good point. Yeah, they do.
Look at
Now
other
you say
people
that. Yeah.
come in with all their Trump stuff.
I
There's
saw
a
quite a
lot
bit
of
of that
That's
this
right.
time. Yeah.
You just
you're
can't
right.
take in campaign materials with you, the pamphlets as you're walking in, because they don't want, because you're electioneering inside the poll, which you're not supposed to be. We had a candidate one year, which was really genius, but that was passing out ink pens on the sidewalk.
I remember that. I
And
know who
so
it was. Yes.
Voters would go in and they
Mhm.
would leave the ink pen inside the voting ballot booth, and which presents a problem. And
Well, not me. I'm all about an ink pen, but okay.
Yeah, but you're putting advertisement inside.
Clever.
I mean, really, it's kind of
It
genius.
is very genius.
But you
And I know who
can't
you're
do it.
talking about.
And
Yeah.
I had a candidate complain about it on
Mhm.
the other side, so I had to go in there and I'll say, "Y'all got to clean up these ink pens. You can't leave them and let the voters leave them in the boxes." And while I'm talking to the lady, and she's the one that checks people in, she's using an ink pen. I'm like, "You can't do that either. Put that ink pen away."
Yeah. It probably, look,
Yeah. I mean, it was a genius idea for the candidate.
because
but-
there's nothing better than an ink pen that writes good. And everybody knows what I'm talking about. If you get a good
Yes.
writing ink pen, you will treasure that. But I don't leave an ink pen because you always need ink pens.
Yeah,
Always.
yeah.
You can never have too many pens.
See, a lot of voters too, when they're out there going through the maze on the sidewalk and everybody's hitting them with pamphlets. And a lot of people take them just to be nice. And a lot of people really interested in them, but some will take them just because they don't want to say, "Please don't." And then they leave them in the booths, and you can't do that. So somebody there inside, which they're usually pretty good about going and sweeping all the booths
Yeah.
and making sure there's no campaign material. But who would pay attention to an ink pen?
Nobody would.
Nobody
It's
would.
very genius.
Yeah, it was genius, but it was wrong.
All right, let's take a break. We're live in local real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM WSME. We'll be right back.
Customized your home insurance with Liberty Mutual and saved hundreds. Boom! Now everyone knows you're not just a pretty face. You have some brains inside that face that know how to save hundreds on home insurance. Woo!
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com. Based on recent survey of new customers who switched and saved. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Feeling trapped with that old phone? Don't. Getting a new phone is easy.
Come into Verizon and get one of our best phones on us with Select Trade-in on Unlimited Ultimate Plan. And get a plan that helps you save by only paying for what you need. Act now and get a brand new phone at your Verizon store today. $999.99 device payment or full retail purchase with new smartphone line on Unlimited Ultimate Plan required. Less up to $1,000 trade-in/promo credit applied over 36 months. Promo credit ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. 0% APR. Trade-in conditions apply.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages, accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Pino Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Pino Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Pino Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
And we are back.
I guess it's time for weather, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, let's go ahead and start with marine forecast. A special sale is going on at Tideline Marine through the 15th. You will get 20% off of any fishing lures and related tackle. You can also select one of the package fishing rods and reels at the same discount. Time to stock up on your favorite lures, whether soft or hard plastic lures, or at these prices, you can pick up several others and give them a try. While you're at Tideline, ask Todd about some great fishing boats. And there are some fantastic Aloha pontoons waiting for you. Great for taking the family and your friends for a comfortable ride along the White Oak or New River. With longer days now and with warmer days not far away, imagine a sunset cruise down the river. Perhaps take a boat load and head for Swansboro for dinner on the waterfront. Tideline Marine, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. We have a gale warning in effect until noon Eastern Daylight Time today. Today, offshore, northwest winds 25 to 30 knots with gust up to 35, diminishing 15 to 20 with gust up to 25 knots, seas 5 to 8 feet, subsiding 4 to 6 this afternoon. Near shore, seas 3 to 5 feet, subsiding in 2 to 3 feet this afternoon. Dominant period 6 seconds. Sounds and rivers very rough. Tuesday, west winds 10 to 15 knots, becoming southwest in the afternoon. Seas 2 to 4 feet. Dominant period 8 seconds. Sounds and rivers with a moderate chop. And Wednesday, southwest winds 10 to 15 knots. Seas 2 to 3 feet. Sounds and rivers with a moderate chop.
Today it'll be sunny, high of 61 Winds will be around 16 miles an hour with gusts as high as 25 miles an hour. So it's blowing that pollen everywhere.
Yeah.
Tonight, clear, chilly, low of 39. Tomorrow, sunny. Now, this is nice with a high of 70. Tomorrow night, clear, low of 45. And on Wednesday, sunny, high of 74. Look, we're looking at almost 80 by Friday.
I know.
I'm
I
all
love it.
excited
I love
about it.
I'm going to get my
Awesome.
pressure washer out. Try to start washing some of the winter grime off the house.
And I just want to tell you, I heard your stomach growling. Just
Oh,
saying.
Maybe I
Yeah.
better just up my
You're making me
mind.
hungry. Yeah. I know there's no way, because we live in Onslow County, that I'm the only human that has been upset with Biden's apology this weekend. You heard about it?
Yes, there's been a lot of controversy over it.
And for those that may not know what I'm talking about, so if you watch this State of the Union, he made a comment about Laken Riley's murder, which we all know was committed by an illegal alien here in the United States in Georgia. I think he called him illegal. He actually apologized this past weekend for calling him illegal.
Right.
He said he is, what did he use? Undocumented.
Right. An undocumented person. And I shouldn't have used illegal. It's undocumented, he said.
And I think that is wrong. He is here illegally. That's what, why he did not come here legally. So yes, he is legal. And the other thing he ought to be apologizing for is his
mispronunciation of her name.
Her name. He called her Lincoln. Her name's Laken. But the other thing is his failed policy of turning a lot of these people loose in the country, which is what led to this murder to begin with. So there's a whole lot he needs to apologize for, but not for calling this guy an illegal, because that's what he is.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
we have a caller. Good morning, caller. Who's this?
Phil.
Hey,
Hi,
Phil.
Phil.
How are you?
Good. Biden needs to be, this is my opinion, Biden needs to be impeached, but it probably won't happen because he opened the floodgates for all this nonsense.
Agreed. I can't argue
what I was
it.
going to say, if I could use what I want to say on air.
Please, thank you for that. Yeah.
Go for it, Phil. Go for
You
it.
can think it. Yes.
You can tell me. Go ahead.
Also, all these cities that's sanctuary, they asked for it also, but the citizens has not asked for it.
Great.
I have family that lives in New York. They are Democrats. They are not happy at all. I was planning on going to New York. My great uncle, he's getting ready to turn 95.
Awesome.
Was wonderful.
And everything. He's got, his health isn't that very good. Last time I went there was about 5-6 years ago and everything. I like New York City. A lot of people don't like it, but I like it. I won't live there, but to visit, yes. But I think they need to be impeached. I think it's ridiculous what he did, and
I think that if you go to New York now, you're going to be taking your life in your hands. There's so much crime and a whole lot going on there. B, I agree, but I do not think he will be impeached over this.
Well, even if he was, it's just a piece of paper.
That's true too. The election will be held by the time that anything gets going, and they don't do anything quick. But I think too, this is it almost shows that surely he doesn't believe what he is saying. I mean, there's no way he can talk about, because he even made the comment that he has secured the border. Where? Show me one spot where it is secure. I mean, I literally want to know. I have friends that live in South Texas. They're fearful. I mean, the crime is so bad there that's committed by these people coming over. I mean, most of it doesn't even get reported like to national media. we that live here in North Carolina or, any other state that's not down there, we have no idea the sheer amount of crimes that are being committed, fears, everything. It's sad. I mean, we have no clue. And I just want to know where he thinks that this border is secure at all. Just show me one spot.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. It's going to be interesting. I don't trust Trump and I don't trust Biden.
I think this is just and here's the other thing, and let's be real clear about this too. For a lot of people that say, well, we're picking on Hispanics. Let me be very clear. Would be very shocked to know that the majority of non-Hispanics that are coming across that border, we have a lot of Middle Easterns, Chinese,
Yes.
but a lot of this is terroristic activity, and that's what should be concerning to people as well. They're coming in that way, and I think that it's almost like mobilizing may not be the right word, but these are not just a bunch of Hispanics coming through from very poor, Central and South American countries. These are non-Hispanics that are coming across that border. I mean, Hispanics are coming too, yes, but we're talking, a mass number of Chinese. That they brought that up over the weekend. I saw they were talking about how many people were coming through that of Chinese nationality, but also, Middle Eastern descent, an incredible volume of numbers. And that's, you got to wonder, a lot of young men, as they put it, able-bodied. Yeah. I mean, take that definition. It's very scary. I think we have a reckoning coming for us. It's going to be very sad. I think it'll be in one of your bigger cities, or any city with a military base is a target. And, I've always said that, we live in a wonderful town. I love Jacksonville, but also it puts us to a degree a target because of the base. Bottom line. Yep. So, but I agree with you. It's sad.
When I was in school, the town I grew up in, we have a military base, but it's for supplies. Whether I don't know why they have it there. It's supplies for the part of the East Coast also. But yeah, it's ridiculous. Going to the polls and everything, where with the rescue squad that I belong to, we were a polling station years ago. Then they changed it because of the parking and everything after 2008 election, I think it was. Because of our parking lot wasn't big enough, so they moved it to the church on Halls Run Road, and we never got paid being a polling place because we was a volunteer with the county and everything.
Right.
And I think that's stupid that the county's paying for polling places.
No, I think the Board of Elections is who pays. I think I might be wrong about that, but I think so. We need to find that out.
Yeah, definitely. I do believe so.
And how much is it? Is my next question.
Yeah, that's something I have to delve into.
But if they do pay, they need to have porta johns.
That's what I'm saying. Yes, if you're paying that money, or at least have one designated bathroom in the facility. I mean, it's not too much to ask, in my opinion. So if you're going to take the money, provide a bathroom.
Especially if you got to wait.
Who waited? I want to know who waited. Nobody came out to vote.
Well, I mean, some places may have, but I'm telling you what, they're going to come out in droves in the fall.
This year.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll see. But
I think
they're
they
saying
will.
right now that this primary nationwide was one of the lowest turnouts. People are not
fed up.
happy. They're not
fed
happy with
up.
the choices.
I don't think it's going to be a high turnout.
No, I don't think so either.
I disagree because
2 weeks to go vote. Pick a
once
time.
again, no, I'm talking generally, but I think 2 weeks is too long. I'm going to say that I hope the legislature
agree.
passes something before then. Do something because this is awful. But I think, presidential election, especially this one being so, you're either for or against. I mean, and the governor's race.
I'm
here.
in the middle. I'm fed up.
I'm fed up. Yeah. I think a lot of people, but also people will come out to vote so that the person they hate more than another one doesn't get in. I think you're going to see a lot of that mindset as well.
Always some of that.
Yeah.
There'll be
There'll
some.
be a third party.
And there could be some change party affiliations.
It's a good
just to
question,
vote.
Phil. When I was out at the Commons, and I don't know, I didn't see it at every precinct, but I didn't look either. There was a guy standing out there with a clipboard, and he was taking signatures because I had asked somebody what he was collecting it for. I thought he was doing an exit poll. No, he was collecting signatures of people that want that third party candidate on the
Yes.
ball.
Was it for the no labels?
I have
or
no
was it
idea.
maybe
I didn't ask.
unaffiliated?
I think it has to be no label because they have to have so many signatures and all that.
Well, he was out there getting his signatures, and people. I thought he was polling at first, but nope.
I know when I was looking to run the North Carolina House of Representatives, I think Jason told me I had to get like
Let's talk about
1,500
that.
signatures.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know how many this guy needed, but he was getting them. People were signing it. I mean, maybe they just signed it so he'd stop talking to them. I don't know, but he had signatures.
But I think it's wrong that he mispronounced her name.
Yes,
and everything.
I think it's wrong. He didn't apologize to her family.
Yes.
And I wonder if he'd even brought it up if it wasn't for Marjorie Taylor sitting in the
He wouldn't have.
yelling about it, and that's when he looked like what, and then he heard it, and he reached over and picked up the pen, like, look, see, I've got a pen, I support her or whatever. But I don't think he'd even mentioned it. It hadn't been for that.
When he did that, I turned on the TV. Fox News was on. They showed a clip. I think it was MSNBC. I think it was. It's one of the ones that are seeing it. I don't know. He said that he did not mean to say illegals.
Yeah, it was MSNBC.
Yes.
That's what he said this weekend.
I'm sorry, they're illegals.
Yes, that's what I said. He's here illegally. Yes, that makes him illegal. He called him undocumented. No, he's here illegal. And all that, this guy's been committing crimes in more than one state. It's awful. And he said he regretted, the question was asked, do you regret using the word? Yes. How embarrassing. It's sad.
One more thing
Yes.
I want to bring up, Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
They want to send money to Ukraine. I'm sorry, we should be supplying military supplies, ammunition, whatever they need military-wise, not money.
I agree with that. Yeah.
That money, you don't know where that money's going. That money could be used for the veterans here, the homeless,
Mm-hmm.
the mental health issues, the drugs and stuff like that.
I agree with that too.
That help the people here.
Mhm.
So, if another country, even Israel, they should get military supplies, not money.
I agree.
Agree with you 100%, Phil. But unfortunately, we have to take a break now.
Look
but
at the
please
call.
call
Yep.
back.
Thank you, Phil. I like it when Phil calls. Thanks, Phil. Have a good day.
Thanks, Phil.
Bye-bye.
All right, let's take a break. We're live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME.
Freedom 97.1.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of the great big fresh chicken sale right now and many, many more specials at your locally owned and operated Richlands Piggly Wiggly, where good things call Sliss, down home down the street, Highway 24 in Richlands. How about a 20-pound box of fryer leg quarters, just $15.99. Family packs, only 99 cents a pound. A 20-pound box of fryer drumsticks is $15.99. Family pack price, 99 cents a pound. A 20-pound box of fryer thighs, $15.99. Family pack price, just $1.19 a pound. And a 20-pound box of boneless chicken breast is only $29.99 with the family pack price at $1.99 a pound. 10 pounds or more fresh ground chuck, only $3.59 a pound. Fresh blueberry, $2.99 a pint. Enjoy down-home country cooking in the deli 7 days a week in the store. Dine in or take out, featuring hot, fresh chicken that will make you smile. The country breakfast starts at 5:30 a.m. daily at your Richlands Piggly Wiggly Deli and is home famous Merle Bowl. You can also take advantage of the fast-friendly pharmacy located inside the Richlands Piggly Wiggly. Richlands Piggly Wiggly, down home down the street, where good things call Sliss. Highway 24 Richlands. Remember, say big with the pig.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local Carrier indoor weather team. Serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967, now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning, and now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the Carrier experts. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hampstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, since 1967. Relax, we're on the way.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 print copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full-color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
And we are back.
Yeah, something we were talking about a little earlier that I wanted to touch on, and Steve will like this, is about the crime rate. Because I know we've talked about a lot of people have talked about how bad it's gotten. But actually, the United States crime rate has trended downward for decades. And recent data confirm this, and this is out of the USA Facts with cooperation from the FBI. However, while the national violent crime rate has decreased by 1.6 in 2022 compared to 2021, property crime rate rose by 6.7%.
And property crime often is fueled by drug abuse.
Yes, exactly.
Drug addiction.
You know, breaking and entering, stealing
Mhm.
stuff from your house, from your yard, etc. Yeah, and I think I read a story just last week where somebody had broke into this one place, and it wasn't here locally; it was in the state, to rob the people. You know, so. But actually, and this trend's been continuing, and it's been for decades. It's not attributed to any one president. It's not attributed to politics. It's just, it has been, and a lot of it has to do with economic conditions of the area that you live in and law enforcement effectiveness. So, yes, the crime rate is on a downtrend as far as violent crime, but property crime has risen. Murder experienced one of the fastest rates of decline ever recorded in the United States in 2023. So, I still think it's out there.
Oh, I think it did.
I'm
I
very
think it's
careful about going out at nighttime.
Mhm.
I'm very careful even during the daytime.
You have to ever do it in the daytime too. Lincoln Riley was killed in the daytime.
Right. I
Mhm.
mean, you go grocery shopping, and are you ever looking at? Well, you don't grocery shop. I forgot.
I
But
order it.
I mean, I look around when I'm in the grocery store, and then there are times that I find myself being just not observant at all.
Mhm.
So I'm like, whoa. But it's the times we live in. My opinion is just so much of this started with COVID. I think the world went crazy after that.
Yeah, I mean, can't argue that either.
Yeah, so many different opinions
Mhm.
and people lashing out. And on the other side, you've got people losing loved ones. Was it because of COVID or what? You know, so I think it's going to take us a while to come out of all that and to get back to hopefully where we were before then. Praying nothing else breaks out.
Well, I think too, a lot of times, crimes are committed or because of lax sentencing as well.
Oh, I agree with
I mean,
that.
if you or you have repeat offenders for that, if someone keeps getting a slap on the wrist, at some point they're like, well, I'm not going to get in trouble for it, so I'm just going to continue to do it. And I do think some people have that mentality.
Well, I know of a case, a friend of mine who has a family member that has been sexually abused by another member, so to say, kind of distant from the family. And that person was arrested and put under a $275,000 bond. Do you know, within a week or two, they reduced it to $27,000?
Why?
And they got bailed out.
Mhm.
Yeah, you tell me why. Why?
That should not be occurring at all.
I mean, this
Mhm.
abuse was committed on a child.
See, those kind of things, in my opinion, should be, there should be a very high bond for that.
Oh, I agree. And why reduce it, 90%? I don't understand it. It's just ridiculous to me. And let's wait and see if they even show up for court. They'll probably disappear.
Well, depends on what they use for the bond. If it was secured, I mean, unsecured makes it even worse. And
Right.
I think it goes back to what I said before is, bond amounts and statutes are set by the legislator of the state, the legislation.
Right.
I think our state legislators need to get together and they need to go through our sentencing guidelines for crimes, especially violent crimes, child abuse crimes, et cetera. And they need to scrap that lax sentences that they currently have and make it tougher penalties. And so, and make it to where these judges that slap on the wrist or, give such low bail amounts or whatever, or do not have the ability to do so. I mean, that's what I feel about that. I see a lot of the aftermath of these type of events from people coming into therapy, either as children or as adults who, may have occurred, 15, 20, 30, 40 years ago, that are just now coming to therapy for, because it stays with you. You don't just get over it.
Oh, yeah, I can understand that, but I tell you. Oh, anybody else got anything else?
Well, I've got someone come back. I mean, it has to do with parents and bullying. And this is, bullying is a big subject for me. Well, let's go ahead and take a break. We're live in local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
If you're looking for a home, or perhaps you want to sell your house, why would you not pick a realtor that knows Eastern North Carolina? Candy Brown Thompson has lived her entire life in this area and knows the territory like the back of her hand. She's a realtor with Century 21 Champion in Jacksonville and is known as a professional that will do everything possible to find the right home to meet your needs. Not whether you're looking for a small starter home or you're ready for a larger home. Candy will stick her neck out and check out homes throughout the eastern part of the state. She's known to look high and low and show you as many houses as you want until you have found the perfect house you can turn into a home. Throughout the process, she'll treat you with grace, kindness, and integrity, and you'll love her sense of humor. For a realtor dedicated to her clients, give Candy Brown Thompson of Century 21 Champion a call at 910-787-5600. That's 910-787-5600.
Chico's Tires, 2320 Wilmington Highway is Jacksonville's oldest tire company. And now Jacksonville's newest tire company is Little Chico's, located at 1675 North Marine Boulevard. Little Chico's carries all the major brands and all sizes, such as Michelin, Goodyear, BF Goodrich, Bridgestone, and many others, and all new tires have warranty. In addition to a great selection of new tires, Little Chico's has used tires starting at only $30. In addition to new and used tires, Little Chico's does brake service, minor auto and truck repair, expert custom window tinting, and towing. So if you need tires, new or used, brake service, minor auto or truck repair, expert window tinting, or if you need a tow, visit Jacksonville's newest tire store, Little Chico's, 1675 North Marine Boulevard. By phone 910-333-0473 for Little Chico's Tire Service, located at 1675 North Marine Boulevard, right here in Jacksonville.
In a season of falling temperatures and rising energy bills, your local Bryant professional is always ready. standing by to protect your home's comfort and defend you from uncomfortable temperatures and the higher energy bills associated with them. Ready to do whatever it takes for your home, your family, and you to be comfortable without breaking the bank. Because when the temperature falls, that's when your local Bryant professional turns up the heat efficiently.
Call Down East Heating and Air Conditioning at 346-4311 and let them keep you comfortable this winter. Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, serving our community for over 25 years. Also, Down East can help you with your home guttering needs. Call Down East today at 346-4311.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
All right, and we are back. So I had someone send me some information. So when we were talking about the poll workers, and so they're saying, 15 days roughly of early voting, which is outrageous as itself. 5 sites. This is early voting. $2,518.50 roughly, depending on the poll workers, for pay per site per day. 15 days is $12,592.50 per site. Times 5 sites is $62,962.50. And they're say, for one of the voter turnouts in history. It's a lot of money. One, I'm going to go on record again as saying 15 days is too long. Too long.
Oh, I agree with that. And I think you can talk to any candidate, any elected official, they'll agree with you.
I mean, if you've got 1 week, then you either have that 1 week to go early vote or go on election day. Bottom line. Or just get rid of early voting altogether or make early voting 2 days.
We didn't used to have early voting back in the day. It was one day you went and voted.
I would say make it 2 days. I'm all for it being
I
two.
would say at the most a week prior.
Yeah,
Because-
that's a lot, but yes.
Because
2
Monday
weeks is
through
too much.
Saturday,
Yeah.
because that way there is no excuse why you couldn't get to the poll. The times are great. I mean, they're open to 7:30, 8 o'clock. 7:30 they were open to. So if you work a regular job, you would have time to go. And you can do absentee too. I had a friend of mine that just was waiting to do it on election day and realized he was still going to be out of state, and he wishes now he had done absentee. So there are other methods.
There are
way too many days, in my opinion. I think it needs to be chopped down to 1 week at the most. And I don't think there's anybody who would disagree with that.
And I would love to talk to Jason and ask him for these figures. I mean, I know he's going to give them because Jason's very good about, giving the
Right.
information out. And, I just think you could cut it down to 1 week and then use some of that money for porta potties. Even like I said, I'm not talking just for the poll workers or the campaign people, but just the voters in general. Well, let's say somebody went to lunch on their way to vote, and then all of a sudden the food didn't agree with them. They may have IBS. I mean, whatever their issue is.
I'd get back in my car and go home, then come back.
But some people may have like a short window of time because of a lot of reasons, but they had a porta potty. They might be able to use it. I'm just saying.
I mean, I understand that side of it, and I don't want to sound like I'm against having a porta potty. I just think it's a needless expense, and that most of us, I mean, all of us as adults, if we know there's other ways to take care of your issues before you go to the
but emergencies do occur.
Yes, they do.
So, I mean,
they could occur while you're in the grocery store.
Yep.
They could occur while you're walking your dog on the sidewalk. Yes, we've all been there.
Yeah, I mean, it could occur. So, but I mean, I don't know. I think it is just, I do think if nothing else, we need to get this early voting reined in. It's just too much.
Well, you're going to go right back in it for the primary. 13, 14 days
of
early voting.
And that person, they also said that guy that was out there collecting the signatures, he was doing the We the People party. I never even heard of that. That's like a thing.
No.
And then they asked him, why not just file as a constitutional party? But this guy did not have an answer.
Because they don't
I mean,
it's just
I never.
That's
never
why
heard
I
of We
said
the People Party. Just haven't.
that's why I said research your candidates, do your vetting, You can go on the internet and get anything you want to know about anybody on there.
Whether it's true or not, though.
Whether it's true or not.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. You have to watch out for the bad websites. But and it's just as you witnessed out at the polls, you had one group that put vote for these people on the sign. You had another group vote for these people on their sign. Then you had different groups passing out pamphlets that said, here's the most conservative Republicans. This is who you should vote for. Everybody else are rhinos, you know. So you're going to have that. You're going to have that every single election period. And I know that, like in another county, I witnessed where people would come up and say, do you have the Tea Party? Do you have their ballots of who they think I should vote for? And I'm like, no.
I didn't. The Tea Party, are they still around? I mean,
in some of the counties they are.
I did not know that.
But
I hadn't heard that in a while.
Don't start it. But no, we don't have one here.
I didn't know that.
I know Carteret's real strong about it. Because a lot of people, they just wait to see what the Tea Party puts out, and that's who they think they're going to vote for. But I have some issues with the Tea Party in Carteret County. So
I didn't even know people still consider themselves to be members of the Tea Party. So I just learned
there's all sorts of groups. You have so many groups out there, and you know, a new group will service that'll last for a year or two, because they'll go out to the polls and they'll work and they'll get whooped hard. They're like, well, let's do something different.
Well, I'm going to say this. You know, a lot of people, Donald Trump is one of those people. You either like him or you don't. And I'm using this because I'm talking about Republicans for a minute. And I've heard some people say, well, I'm just not going to vote in November because I don't like Donald Trump.
Right.
But here's the problem with that. You know, I'm using the county commissioner race, but there's also a BOE race too. There are Democrats running in both races. So let's say you are a registered Republican and you're just so fed up because you don't like Donald Trump that you're just not going to go vote. You know, if a nice number of Republicans don't come out there, a Democrat, because I think their voter base is going to show up.
If they should, if they did,
I think they will.
They could take some
They
seats
could
in the
take some
county.
seats in the county if all the Republicans don't show up to vote, because there are more Republicans than Democrats. But if all of them don't go, then I think the Democrats are going to show up in numbers.
I will say, take the political affiliation out of it altogether, out of the equation. If you don't go vote because I don't like who's running for president, why should I go vote? What about the county you live in?
Correct. Just don't vote in
These
people,
we
don't
depend
have to vote
on the county commissioners to manage the budget and provide us with a lot of services.
Correct.
We depend on the Board of Education members to help
With our
us
school
with
system.
our
Yes.
school system and our kids and the education they're getting.
Agreed.
So if you decide, well, I'm not going to go vote because I don't like who's running for president, think about your own county. Think about your own town.
Leave that part blank.
Municipal races, hardly anybody comes to vote. But, you know, you've got the mayor, you've got your city council people. You need to go show support for them. You need to go vote. The same way for county commissioner and Board of Education. Regardless of what side you're on, you need to go vote.
Well, I heard somebody say, and they didn't say it to me, but I was out at the polls, I heard them say it to somebody else. And they were talking, it was either BOE or BOC. I'm not sure which one. And they said, well, only like 3 of the candidates, had to pick 4.
Right.
And so they acted like they were under the impression if I don't pick 4, like I have to pick 4. It says may.
Right.
That means if you want to vote for 3, vote for 3. You want to vote for 1, vote for 1.
That's right.
You want to vote for 4, vote for 4.
It's called slingshotting.
Yeah, just, but if you don't want to vote for president either way or governor,
right,
leave that one blank and just go down to the, like I said, the judge race,
right,
the state Supreme Court judge or whatever it was. I didn't know either candidate. I left it blank because I just didn't know.
I knew, and I had already vetted and gotten some information on one of them, which we talked about on the show here last week. So I was able to make that choice. Had I not vetted them, and that's what's great about being able to pull your sample ballot off the voter registration site, where you can actually see who's on your ballot, because there's Onslow County's got 4 different districts as far as a House of Representatives right here in George, Phil, and in Carson, three different districts in Onslow County. So it depends on where you live. You have a different representative from my representative because we're at the
Where we
cutoff
live,
line.
yeah.
So it's just important that you know. And I was able to pull mine out, and I'm like, I don't know either of these judges, but I learned real quick.
That's the one I didn't know. The only
Right.
one I left blank was that one.
I can remember years and years and years and years ago before I actually got actively involved in politics. You ever go into the voter booth and you've got like Supreme Court, you got this, you've got Court of Appeals, you've got
all those,
and you've got all these names, and
You're
it's
like, who do I pick?
I don't know, just color one in.
Some
you know?
people picked. I had somebody tell me they picked the one with the coolest name. Like, hey,
we got to go to Fox. Don't
yeah,
we?
let's go to Fox.
Let's go to Fox.
Okay, we'll be right back in about 60 seconds.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246 CJ, Jacksonville.
Miss Foster. Oppenheimer wins Best Picture and 6 other Oscars, including Best Director, Christopher Nolan.
Movies are just a little bit over 100 years old. I mean, imagine being there 100 years into painting or theater. We don't know where this incredible journey is going from here, but to know that you think that I'm a meaningful part of it means the world to me.
The Academy of Motion Picture Art and Sciences Awards on ABC. A terrorist leader said,
The United States government had placed a $5 million bounty on Khalid al-Bartarfi, the leader of al-Qaeda in Yemen. But the group says he's dead, and it's not clear how it happened. Al-Bartarfi's been in charge for 4 years. His predecessor was killed in a U.S. drone strike.
Fox's Jonathan Sapp. 50 people are injured on a flight from Australia to New Zealand after what the airline calls a technical event causing a strong movement. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1.
WSME.
It's live and local. Real talk.
And we are back. All right, I want to bring up something. You know, one of the things I talk about quite a bit on here is bullying. And it just seems to be a problem that just seems to be growing. And there are correct ways as parents that they should handle bullying with their kids, and there are incorrect ways. And I'm going to say this Texas mom handled it very incorrectly. So her son had been bullied, or he said he'd been bullied by a classmate. I guess this kid was always stealing this kid's sports drinks. Now, one of the stories I read said it was a sports energy drinks, and energy drinks should not be given to kids for a whole bunch of reasons, but neither here nor there. What the mom did, so she took the energy drink, or this drink, we're just going to call it the kid's drink. She mixed up lemon, salt, and vinegar and poured it into the sports drink. And so the kid, the little boy,
what's wrong?
The bully boy, took the kid's drink and started drinking it. This kid started getting so sick, he had to be taken to the hospital. And she had done it because she was fed up with her son's drink being stolen at school. So her name is Jennifer Rossi. She was arrested and charged with injury to a child causing bodily injury. And the kid was hospitalized. And the hospital staff informed the sheriff's office that the child victim required additional medical monitoring, and he had to stay in the hospital. Now, he wasn't just like, let's go to the ER and get treated and released. So it is a prime energy drink. First of all, kids should not be drinking energy drinks. They're not good for them.
I can't drink them.
They're not good for them. And shame on you, lady, for giving your kid that. But also, this was this is not the way you handle it. You're not trying to poison some other kid. Not the way to handle it at all. But oftentimes you hear stories like, like a month or two ago, there was a story, a parent got on a school bus and beat some other kid up. I mean, that is not the way to do it. I will stand by my assertion that a lot of times, a lot of the burden gets put on school systems. And I've said this repeatedly on here. You can find numerous times I've said it. I personally feel like Onslow County Schools, for example, needs to have and I know they have a policy, but I think the bullying policy could be changed. And I think it ought to be a blanket policy, because you can take a bullying situation, the same situation, apply it to 3 different schools, and you can have 3 different punishments or outcomes, because a lot of times the discretion is left up to the principal or the administrative staff. I think if you have a cut and dry, black and white, for the most part, bullying policy, you're going to see a little more results. And, you know, there's always going to be exceptions to the rule, because there's always some kind of wacky something that no one thought of.
And that's what I was going to bring up.
Yeah.
I think it's good to have one policy and everyone should make every effort to follow it.
Mhm.
But like you just said, sometimes there's special
There
circumstances.
are always
involved.
special circumstances,
And-
but you need to have a way to handle those as
Right,
well.
right.
But I think too often here in the county, and I hear it because these kids are coming to therapy because they have anxiety, they have stress, they are, you know, they're not liking school. They're, you know,
Sign me up.
it's a lot. You know, that it's because, and I've had, the reason how I know this issue, I've had 2 different clients from 2 different schools with the same type of bullying issues
Right.
that were handled differently by 2 different schools. And that's how I know it's just not working.
Well, what I want to say about kids and being bullies at school, a lot of these kids are learning it from home.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's just
Absolutely.
like, look at the previous Board of Education meetings that we've had where the parents, some parents have gotten up, yelled, screamed, and bullied the
Mhm.
board members. What kind of example are they setting for their kids at home?
I agree.
So I think bullying is not only a problem in our schools, it's a problem with a lot of our adult culture, because it's just too easy to be a bully. And I think a lot of them over the year, a lot of it's changed over the years. Look at our, going back to politics too, look at some of our presidents in the past. Gone are the days of the Reagan era.
Yes.
So, it's just, the world's turned mean, in my opinion. You know, earlier this morning on the show, I think it was right at the beginning of it, Fox News was doing this little blurb right there and was talking about the airliner that 50 people were injured on this past Monday. Well, today is Monday, but this is in a different time zone. So Monday morning, when a Dreamliner, a 787 Dreamliner, dipped so dramatically into a nosedive for a couple of seconds during a flight to New Zealand, causing passengers to slam into the roof of the cabin.
Oh my Lord.
Now, could you imagine being on that plane and it took a dramatic nosedive for a couple seconds? A nosedive.
Scary. I just can't.
Scary.
I mean, I've been on a plane coming back from Ireland with encountered very severe turbulence, and the plane dropped, but it went straight down, not nosedive down, and that was scary. I can't imagine a nosedive. I mean, I'd be nervous wreck. I'd probably never fly again.
Well, one gentleman, one flight person said that he thought he was dreaming. He had fallen asleep. When he opened his eyes, he was on the roof of the plane. You know,
See, that's how why I keep my seatbelt on at all times.
Right.
Just
And
for
the other
that
lady said,
reason.
luckily she had fallen asleep too, but she had her seatbelt off. But I couldn't imagine sitting there even for a few seconds. But it was a technical issue with the plane, and they were able to gain control of it. But whew, you know what? That'd be my last flight ever. I'd have to swim back to the United States because I couldn't do it again. That is so scary. But there are a lot of things happening with airliners lately. You know, tires falling off, doors blowing out.
Well, I got one for you. I saw it this morning. I had to well, this can't be a thing. And no, it is. In January, some kind of Indonesian airlines, they were flying the Airbus, A320, which has been in the news some anyway. Both the pilots fell asleep, girl.
Yes.
Fell asleep.
28 minutes, I think they were asleep during the flight.
Well, total, but one of them, they fell asleep at the same time. So what happened was, and the pilots are 32 and 28. Okay. So when they got to 36,000 feet at 30 minutes after departure, the pilot in command asked for deputy for permission to rest, granted it. So then the pilot in command fell asleep and woke up just right at an hour later. The pilot in command then asked his cockpit mate whether he wanted to sleep, and he's like, no. So he said he continued to sleep. Well, at some point, the second in command fell asleep. and they went off course. Went off course, and when the first pilot woke up, he was aware and he put the flight back on track. And there's a now Indonesia's doing an investigation. I mean, what in the world? And the two pilots have been temporarily suspended. I mean, you can't blame them.
No.
But I mean, that is super, super scary. And here's the thing, the flight they were on, this is what's even kind of bizarre about this. It was a 2.5-hour flight. They left Kendari, wherever that is, and headed to Jakarta. 2 hours and 35 minutes. You can't stay awake for 2 hours and 35 minutes? I mean, come on. And it turns out the second pilot had twins at home or a baby or something. They were saying hadn't sleeping. But I know, as friends I have a friend that's a pilot, you have to have had so many hours of sleep prior to the flight anyway.
Exactly.
Super scary. I mean, there was 153 people and 4 crew members on this.
There's been so much involved in the airliners lately.
What has happened? I
With
know.
issues.
Boeing's under a federal investigation by the Justice Department.
Look what happened with that Coast Guard plane that clipped the back of it. No, it was another plane clipped the back of it on the runway, and the thing blew up into fire.
We have doors falling off planes. The wheel fell off the plane last week at the airport and tore that Tesla up. They showed pictures of it. I mean,
yes. Oh, I saw that. That would be my.
Can
car
you
in the
imagine?
parking lot?
It was a employee parking lot. You go to work. You park your car. You go into your job. Giant tire falls off a plane and that car was destroyed.
Yeah,
that would happen to me. That's just how my luck goes.
Yes.
But yeah, it
all
is scary.
vehicles that had to be mine. Oh yeah, it tore the back window out. I mean, it crushed
that car was crushed, and it turns out it's a 22-year-old plane. I don't even want to think about the fact a plane's been flying 22 years. It's kind of. I know they say that's not old. It just seems old to me. I don't know.
Well, here's a good story for you. This is a feel-good story. A federal jury convicted Juan Orlando Hernandez, also known as JOH, 55 years of age, the ex-president of Honduras, on 3 felony counts, including cocaine importation and weapon offenses. Hernandez is scheduled to be sentenced on June 26th. According to the court documents from 2004 up to and including in and about 2022, Hernandez was at the center of one of the largest and most violent drug trafficking conspiracies in the world.
Now, where does he live?
Reports from the DEA show Hernandez abused his position of authority in Honduras to facilitate the importation of tons of cocaine into the United States.
Oh, my goodness.
In exchange, Hernandez received millions of dollars in drug money from some of the largest and most violent drug trafficking organizations in Honduras, Mexico, and elsewhere, and used those bribes to fuel his rise in Honduran politics. The two-faced snake publicly promote. That's what it says. The two-faced snake publicly promoted legislation and the efforts he purported to undertake in support of anti-narcotics measures in Honduras. At the same time, he protected and enriched the drug traffickers and his inner circle and those who provided him with cocaine-fueled bribes that allowed him to obtain and stay in power in Honduras. So it's one scumbag behind bars. Hopefully he'll never see the light of day.
Is he going to a U.S. prison or is he going to a Honduran prison?
It didn't really say. Let me see. I know the DNA is involved in it. Didn't really go into the story. Didn't go into it
Because that right there would matter only because. I mean, is it?
Well, it says a federal jury convicted him, so I'm taking it to the United States.
I would think the United States, but then he's done.
Right.
Yeah. So, which is a good thing.
Craziness.
Oh, Lord. I just see a story. Just go ahead because I'm
this is another one. An airdropped humanitarian aid package.
Very sad. Yeah.
This happened over the weekend. This was horrible. Ended up killing many as 5 and injuring another 10 on the ground in Gaza last week. A number of countries are signed on to provide assistance to the civilians that had been besieged since terrorists attacked Israel last October, then returned to their headquarters in Gaza. Israel has been at war with the terrorist group since the attacks. U.S. military representatives denied claims that the package in question came from a U.S. cargo plane. It's good for us. Apparently, during the drop, some of the cargo parachutes malfunctioned and the heavy containers fell at a high rate of speed. At least one box fell onto the roof building where self-claiming martyrs were staying, and a number were injured. Along with the United States and Jordan, Egypt, France, and the Netherlands and Belgium, they have also dropped aid into the Gaza Strip over the past week. President Biden said our military will build a temporary pier in the area to allow aid shipments to continue, a dangerous move when you think of a ship as a sitting duck for terrorist attack.
Oh, they're already-
Okay. And tying that in with the other story, this is what they were wanting to do, was to build a pier to bring these supplies in by ship rather than having to do an airdrop.
Well, the pirates are going to hijack them before they ever get there.
I'm
Just
telling you right
saying.
now, to have a U.S. military ship sitting outside of it, that was my thing.
Mhm.
Easy target.
Well, I agree, and the United States had made a point to say they were not the ones who dropped that those parachutes. I don't.
Right.
They didn't say what country they came from.
No.
I don't know how they know.
It will come out.
Yeah. Here's something that I don't know. And look, this might be just my opinion. I don't feel like this is a good idea, but maybe somebody will think this is the greatest idea ever. And if you think so, you can call us and tell us. So I don't like self-checkouts in grocery stores, but the TSA is testing a self-service screening system at the Vegas airport for passengers who, there's no way anybody can tell me this is a good idea. Where you can go up to this little screen thing and do your own, quote, security check.
Yeah?
Yes.
I have something I want to say about self-checkouts. We'll talk about that after we do the weather,
This is
'cause I've got another book,
dangerous.
but-
I think you are going to let people do their own security screening to get on a plane.
Well, do you know you can go into Sam's right now and use your phone and their app and scan your purchases and
Yeah.
pay for it on your phone and walk out the door?
Mm-hmm. Let me tell you something about Sam's. I go to Sam's quite a bit, especially because you can get like toilet paper in bulk and dog food in bulk, that
Right.
kind of thing. This bugs me, and once again, this might just be a me thing. Why do you
It's
have
got to be a Kelly thing. Go ahead.
Why do you have no? Because I've had 3 people tell me they agree with me, but I might be just me and those 3 other people. Why do you have to show your card to get in if you have to
use
swipe your card to go out?
Exactly right.
I mean, why do you have? Because you have to fumble around looking for it to get in the door, but that makes no sense. Like, why?
Well, I agree with that because I'll walk in, because it used to be you could walk in and not show it.
Because you can't get out without swiping your
You
card to
can't buy
pay.
you can't buy anything without your
No,
card.
so why do you have to just wait and do it at the end?
And the last time I was in there was like, we need to see your card.
They
So I
will
had to
fight you.
fumble
Yes.
through everything
Then
because I wasn't ready for it.
And then I catch an attitude, and I do sometimes because I have to fumble through my
No,
stuff. And
Kelly.
I know, right? But, I mean, it makes no sense. And I would love for somebody to say, come and tell me why you have to do that. If you cannot leave that store, you can't even purchase your stuff without swiping your card first.
Well, I know my sister and I both went in there one time. We both had a large order each because we were stocking up toilet paper, paper towels, stuff like that. And you go through the checkout, and we went through all of that, and we had our receipts. And then as you're going out the door, they sit there and check every single thing in your card against the receipts. Well, why weren't you there when I checked out?
Yeah. That's
all
what
I
I
have to
say. I agree.
So
Let's
aggravating.
take a break. No,
Yes.
I mean, they need to change their
Need to
policy.
calm down. Okay.
We're live in local real talk 7.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We will be right back.
Freedom 97.1 WSME. The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only cover protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, solid tech luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home. That's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2023 in the flooring covering and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering, they're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering, family owned and operated since 1997 with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering, you stand on it, we stand behind it.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro reminds you to check your mailbox and find your quote on homeowners insurance. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you're in good hands, like helping you customize your home and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Call today, 90326-5383. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Check your mailbox today for savings on your homeowner's insurance.
When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
All right, and we are back. And caller, I know you had called in right as we went to break, but give us a call back. All right, Lee, you said you had something. I know we have weather. You want to do weather first?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do weather. I blew it up a little bit better so I could see. I couldn't read it last time. A special sale is going on at Tideline Marine. Through the 15th, you will get 20% off any fishing lures and related tackle. You can also select one of the packaged fishing rods and reels at the same discount. Great time to stock up on your favorite lures, whether soft or hard plastic lures. Or at these prices, you can pick several others and give them a try. While you're at Tideline, ask Todd about some great fishing boats. And there are some fantastic Aloha pontoons waiting for you. Great for taking family and friends for a comfortable White Oak or New Rivers. With longer days here now and with warmer days not far away, imagine a sunset cruise down the river. Perhaps take a boatload and head for Swansboro for dinner on the waterfront and or one of your favorite restaurants. Tideline Marine, 159 Oak Ridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. We have a gale warning in effect until noon today. And today offshore, northwest winds 25 to 30 knots with gusts up to 35 knots, diminishing 15 to 20 knots with gusts up to 25. Seas 5 to 8 feet, subsiding 4 to 6 feet this afternoon. Near shore, Seas 3 to 5 feet, subsiding 2 to 3 this afternoon. Dominant period 6 seconds. Sounds and rivers very, very rough. Tuesday, west winds 10 to 15 knots, becoming southwest in the afternoon. Seas 2 to 4 feet. Dominant period 8 seconds. Sounds and rivers with a moderate chop. Wednesday, southwest winds 10 to 15 knots. Seas 2 to 3 feet. Sounds and rivers with a moderate chop. So give us some good news, Kelly.
Today, sunny, high of 61. Tonight, clear, cold, low of 39. Tomorrow, sunny, high of 70. Tomorrow night, clear, low of 45. And on Wednesday, sunny, high of 74. It's going to climb up. And we have a caller. Good morning, caller. Who's this?
Good morning. This is Jennifer. How are y'all?
Well, hey, Jennifer. How are you?
Good to hear from you. How was your weekend?
Good.
Good.
I wanted to call in on the Sam's Club.
Yes, do it. Let's hear it.
So, I was in there probably, I don't know, maybe a month ago. And I actually asked the girl, I said, I said, this is a stupid question, but I want to know if I've got to have the card to check out, why do I have to show you the card when I walk in? Doesn't make any sense. And that's just exactly how I said it.
Good for you.
Looked at me, she said, well, ma'am, she said, the reason is because we are a club. It's Sam's Club, and you have to have a card to enter the club. And I looked at her and I said, okay, but it still does not make any sense. Have a nice day. And I walked off.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense because you have to swipe that card to check out.
Right.
And honestly,
so,
that's going. That's aggravating. Yeah.
But do you have to show your
the
Food
thing
Line
is,
Club card when you walk in? VP card?
If you go in and so you're not a member of Sam's, they're still going to let you in because they're going to let you go over there to the counter and sign up and get you a Sam's card.
Right.
So it none of it makes any sense. But anyways, I did ask them, and I wanted to pass that information on. But that's what they told me.
I'm right there with you, girl. I'm right there
Well, I'm
with you.
glad you did, but that still looked like not a decent answer. Come on now.
Oh, no, it's not. It's not. And that's what I told her, but that is the answer apparently they have been trained to give.
Nice.
Right,
okay.
right.
Well, thank you very much, Jennifer. Have
Thanks,
a good
hope
day.
you're doing well.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right.
All right. We have another caller. Caller, who's this?
Hey, good morning. This is Bridget.
Hello,
You opened up a
Bridget.
can of worms with Sam's.
I know.
Now, don't get us wrong. We love Sam's.
I go to Sam. That's where I get my gas.
Yes, we
But
love
it's still
Sam's.
aggravating that you have to show that card when you go in because you have to swipe it to pay.
To pay. Years ago, you could go in and get a one-day pass.
I remember
Years
that.
ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
But they don't do that now?
They
No, I
don't do
think
that
so.
now. Not
Oh.
to my knowledge, anyway.
Huh.
But now, what frustrates me with Sam's is I do the scan. I do the scan and go because you get sometimes if you look for the yellow cells, that's for the scan and go. And they scan 3 items as you go out, just in case. But what upsets me the most is, say, like on dog food, dog did cookies.
Mm-hmm.
You can only get 4 for the month for the sale price.
I didn't know
And I'm
that.
like, well, that's kind of not right. I mean, I buy 6 at a time. So when I bought the 4, I got it for the $15.98, but the other ones were $18.98. And that's what made me catch it. I was like, whoa, I got overcharged for 2 of them, And they said, no, look on the very bottom of the yellow stickers, and it'll show you can only get 4.
Look,
So,
I just learned
like-
something. I didn't know they did sales. So there's that.
Well, the sales is because they want you to go to that scan and go.
Oh, okay.
Because if you think about it, when you're leaving out of there, there's only like 2 or 3 registers. Because I'm not a self-checkout person either.
Mhm.
I just don't think
I
it's
like
fair
to do it.
The work,
I'm so used to it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but I did go to the scan and go because you just walk right out. You don't have to wait in line.
Right.
But that if you'll go through Sam's, check it when you're walking through next time, you'll see the yellow stickers on the top. And that's for the scan and go prices.
I'm going to try that. I'm going to see just how that
Right,
works.
right,
I'm going to do
yes.
that.
Yeah. Well, it is quick.
Mhm.
It is very quick. And they're not sitting there counting all your stuff. They're scanning only 3 items in your
Right.
buggy. and you don't know what they're going to scan. So, I mean, it's
Usually that's
kinda
what
hard.
they do. Just check a couple items. But I remember that one time they were just pulling everything out of my card. I was so mad.
Well, okay, Bridget. Well, thank you for that because I'm going to
Thanks,
try it.
Bridget.
Yeah.
Well, try to go to Costco, though. Costco, they look at every item, and you're definitely not going to get in without a card. They won't even let you go in and walk around. We had to buy the card to get in.
Wow. Well, okay.
I used to, when I lived in California, I was a member of Costco, but I mean, I'm just not impressed. But yeah, some people love them. I just want to,
I don't think Costco's much different from Sam's.
They have a few different. I will say, Costco does have these amazing, and Bridget, you may know what I'm talking about. These chocolate caramel candies in like the jar thing, the plastic. Those things are amazing.
Well, the bakery's phenomenal. I go to Costco's about 4 times a year
Mhm.
because I even like their meats better than Sam's. So, but we do Sam's about once every other week because
Mhm.
my doggy treats. So,
Yeah.
But I told the scan and go. You get in, get out quicker.
I'm going to try the scan and go. Okay, I'll let you know how that works for me. Thank you, Bridget.
Yeah, we're going to
You're
try it.
welcome. You girls have a good day.
Yeah, have a good day.
Bridget.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, I will tell you, the last time I went into Walmart and had a huge order, I went through the line and scanned it all myself while under strict supervision from cashiers standing around with nothing to do. I was so exhausted by the time I got done. I just went back to the employees' break room and took a break.
I'm telling you, I go back
figured
like, where's my
I'm
paycheck?
my own cashier.
Yeah.
The right to go back and take a break.
Correct.
So, and that's what aggravates me. I mean, I understand there are going to be people who take advantage and going to try to steal and try to not scan a lot of their items. But sometimes I find it very irritating for someone to stand right over your shoulder and watch you scan every single thing. I so bad sometimes want to turn around and say, if you don't trust me to do it, you do it. But I mean, I understand both sides of it, but it does get aggravating sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But I've gotten to where now I like to do my own because I can go right in there, bag it the way I wanted to, and I could just put it through. Now, I know one time I did make a mistake where something I scanned, I put it through the scanner and I just threw it to the side and didn't wait to hear it beep. And that was pointed out to me. So I learned a lesson there. So it is a good thing that they do monitor, but I just can't stand for someone to stand over my shoulder and watch. I mean, you need to stand over here.
If you're going to do that, then you might as well have them scanning the items.
Well, they might as well open up a cashier.
That's my point.
And why are
Have
they
them-
paying for 2 or 3 cashiers to stand there and watch you when they could be opening up registers?
Agreed.
Rules changed.
I agree with that. Well, I got a question I'm going to pose to you. Have you ever used Carvana? Do you know what Carvana is?
Yes, I do. I know a lot of people that have,
Mhm.
but I don't know if I would.
Well, there's a second story that has come out over the weekend. It's happened twice now that it's been reported, but I'm now beginning to think maybe this is happening more than people realize. So 2 people now have bought cars and they, apparently they claim they have a 150-point inspection. Well, both of these cars were stolen and law enforcement came. One guy drove his for a whole year, girl.
They didn't do a very good inspection
That's
because
what I
usually
say.
take the VIN number off those vehicles and run them through.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. Somebody didn't do their job. And this guy drove his car for an entire year. Law enforcement came and confiscated the car. And here, what's even better, both cars were stolen from dealerships and then resold. But once again, and that's what this guy said. He said, look, this guy was from South Carolina that happened to. And the other one was, I think, in Florida, but I'm not positive. He said they have a 150-point inspection. If you're really doing this inspection, how would you not have caught the stolen VIN number?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you, if somebody comes and gets my truck, there's a certain salesman at Moore Buick. You better hide.
You make sure
you better hide.
Yeah, no,
you better hide from me.
I will vouch for him. He does a good job. But I mean, I'm thinking, and I was just thinking, did this guy pay cash? Is he making a payment? I have questions.
Auto theft ring.
I mean, somebody
genius though.
Somebody definitely wasn't doing their job, and all Carvana has issued a Oh, they gave him a full refund and additional compensation, as they should have.
Better be additional.
But it said, we are aggressive and proactive in fighting the bad actors. We not only support local law enforcement in their investigation, but we also audit our internal processes to continue to strengthen our approach. Well, hello, somebody's not doing their job, clearly.
We're going to find the bad actors.
You better find your employee that didn't scan this VIN number, because that's what it boils down to. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
See, I couldn't order a car online that I have not tested, driven, looked at, because how do you know that the pictures that they're sending you are accurate? Like, I know somebody that's ordered a couple of cars online, and I'm like, that's the one thing I would not order online to be delivered to my house. And I'm the queen of delivery, but I draw the line.
Exactly.
Mm-mm.
Well,
I want to check it
I
out
draw the
myself.
line at most everything except Amazon.
I love Amazon.
Yes, but when it comes to groceries, I know you like to order your groceries and have them delivered, and someday I may get to that. But right now, I love going in the store and just walking and looking, and I want to pick out my own meats, my own fruit. But there may come a time, I haven't tried it yet, but I'm going to.
Knock on wood. There's some wood in here. I think this is wooden. I have not had a bad experience with the fruit, because I'm real picky about the fruit.
Right.
And the only kind of meat I get is chicken. So
yes,
it's very hard to mess
I
that
know,
up.
I'm so tired of chicken or
I'm
two.
so sick of it. Yeah, but I can't eat
Let's
red
get a
meat.
pizza.
Oh, I can't do that.
Hey,
either.
I had somebody text me earlier because we were talking about. I thought that there was some legislation
Yes.
that had been introduced into the North Carolina General Assembly concerning voting time, early voting, and they sent me the bill number, and it's HB 123, which was it was introduced last February of 2023.
Okay.
And what it says is that the General Assembly authorizes voting in person prior to Election Day, then the period of time authorizing voting in person prior to Election Day shall be no longer than 7 days, all or which shall be considered consecutive 7 days. Okay, this was really good, and they put it in there, and they wanted to start it to be enforced by general election of November 2024. But of course, as usual, what happens is sometimes you get these bills, you don't get 100% you don't get enough the majority to help vote and push it through. So I imagine that's what's happened on this, because it was filed on February 14th of 2023. It passed the first reading in the House, and then it went into a committee. And so it has sat in a committee since February 16th of 2023. And this is what happens a lot with bills. What you do is you sit them in that committee, and then you work later on. You just caucus and you work at getting supporters and getting people to help, push it through. Of course, once it goes through the House, then it's got to be presented to the Senate. But yeah, it's been sitting there for over a year. Hopefully,
So you're saying that a lot of times they'll take a bill they don't want to fool with, or they're worried about getting pushback, and they just throw it in a committee.
Well, that's generally how, like, say you and I were both House representatives, and you and I came up with, hey, you know what would be great? We ought to put this proposal on the table for a bill to cut down early voting from 14 days to 7 days. So we write it up, you and I, and we get other people to help sponsor the bill. And so then we present it on a day at the House when it's in session. Hey, we have this bill. We would like to do this or whatever. And then you can't either get a majority of what's in the House to agree with it and pass, or you've got people that say, well, I think we should add this to it. We ought to add that, et cetera, et cetera. So let's throw it to the committees, which was they threw it to Committee on Election Law and Campaign Finance Reform. So there it sits. Rules, Calendar, and Operations of the House.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to challenge the Republicans, who always pride themselves on being, quote, fiscally conservative.
Right.
Now, this would save money to the state,
Sure.
by shortening it. Do not be fiscally conservative.
Okay.
And
Well, see, now you
Okay.
have your Republican side of the House, and what do you think they're going to say? Oh, let's knock it down to 7 days. Let's be conservative. Let's save money. Then, and I'm not saying this is what has happened because I don't know. I was not there. But then you have your Democratic Party who says, no, if we can give them an entire 30 days to early vote, we want to do it to make sure everybody gets a chance to vote.
But no one look at the numbers. No one's doing it. I mean, the numbers are low.
Well, this happens so many times and on bills that are presented either in the House or the Senate, and it's just the way it goes.
Okay, we need to take a break. Caller, hold on. I've got you on hold. We just got to do a quick. There's only 1, 2, 3
Theo.
commercials, so we're good.
Hold on, Theo.
Oh, yeah, hold on, Theo. All right, we're live and local, Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvements, Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Moore City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Moore City, open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158. Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of the following specials as your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store down home down the street where good things cost less. Main Street in Maysville. 10 pounds or more. Fresh ground chuck, just $3.59 a pound. Whole Boston butt is $1.49 a pound. St. Louis style ribs, $2.49 a pound. And split fry breast, just $2.29 a pound. And remember, they use only the finest and certified Angus beef and Sanderson's Farm chicken at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store. And the butchers cut the beef and pork fresh every day. Over in produce, crisp broccoli crowns, just 99 cents a pound. Honey crisp Fuji or Red Delicious apples, just 99 cents a pound. Fresh blueberries are only $2.99 a pint, and you get a 1 pound package of fresh strawberries for just $3.99. And you get 2 2-liter size Cokes or Sprite for just $5. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store where good things cost less. Down home, down the downtown Main Street, Maysville. Remember, say big with the P.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want to paint it, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of counties.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
All right, and we are back, and we have.
Yeah, we're about to get beat up. It's the
Hey, Theo.
Good morning, deplorables. How we doing?
We're doing good. How are you?
Good. Where's the head honcho today?
He's not feeling well today, so he's not in.
What happened? What happened?
He's just not feling good. He's sick.
Have his wife burp him a little bit, and so listen. Now you know why you're losing elections because you don't take care of your voters.
We're talking about with the bathrooms?
With everything.
Yeah.
Let me explain something to you.
That's
you want
it.
everybody to go, all these people to go within a week or within a day to save money. It's always about money with conservatives. Save money. But remember when Rafer got sick on the last day?
Yeah.
Yes.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Yes.
How many of your voters you think got sick with COVID and everything and couldn't make it?
Yeah.
You lost votes on that.
True.
Right.
Remember last November, as soon as the election started, that you got a call from the Commons that one of your people that knew you called you up and said the computers were down? Do you remember that?
Vaguely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you got it on that Tuesday. You got a call from a listener and said just want to let you know that the computer at the Commons was down. That's another reason why you can't wait for the last minute.
Mhm.
That's two reasons. Okay? Now, how can you not have bathrooms? How can you have a senior citizen or a lady that's pregnant or a guy or a woman that brings their kids because they got no babysitter? The kids got. How can you not have a bathroom when your lines, if you want them to go all at once, that means your lines are going to get longer, which means you need a porta-john or something for the people to take care of themselves.
I agree.
Come on.
I think there needs to be bathrooms.
I can tell you, I have worked the polls every year since 2015, and I've not yet seen it happen. Lines long, people having to
You
wait.
didn't see it happen where you are. You got how many?
I've been to all of them, Theo.
But I have seen people having to wait. I've had to wait before.
When you say wait, I'd say there's 4 or 5 people in line. I've never seen lines out the door.
Well, if somebody's got running diarrhea, whether there's one person in line or 22, I mean, you got to go, you got to go.
Maybe we should go back home and come back tomorrow.
It's no big deal to throw a porta-john or two.
I agree. Theo, I'm with you on that. Yep.
Come on, don't be so cheap.
Well, do we need to go ahead and have somebody outside grilling for those that are hungry that need to eat?
No, I want a bathroom is a necessity, Lee.
Come on, there's something about it. You don't like it. I don't understand.
I like it.
It's costing us money, Theo.
Okay.
It's costing us money.
But as a voter,
If you can't, well, look.
I'm willing to pay that cost. If I can get a bathroom, if I need it, and if I don't need it, great.
Okay, here you go, guys. If you're going to do early voting, go to the Commons because they have a bathroom. I think Sneeze Ferry does too. Sneeze Ferry had
Yes,
one.
but
so
the
does
point is, but
Swansboro.
on voting day, there's 24 precincts. Not everybody has one.
Well, that's why they're giving you 14 days to vote.
Okay,
Too much.
The Commons last year, check it out. The Commons, the computers went down November, Tuesday.
It was only for a short period of time, and it happens. It happens all around the world.
Okay, so these are the things why you don't wait to go at the last minute. And then the guy goes there and he's in the wrong voting place.
Yeah,
that happens
Happened for like
every
40,
time.
about 30, 40 people at the when I was at the Commons showed up. They were very angry.
See, Theo, if they had listened to us, if they tuned into the radio and listened to us, they would have known to check their voter registration.
Hey, Lee.
What?
Everybody does not listen to your beautiful voice.
Oh, Theo, thank you.
So, Lee, let me ask you a question now.
Oh, God, here it comes.
Lara Trump. Why is he? Why did you find out why she's in there? Co-chair of the RNC.
Trump has pretty much control of the Republican Party, and that's what he wanted. So that's.
All right, and
Do I agree with it?
Well, Lee,
Yes.
talk about bullying, huh? You know who's the biggest one of all, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I guess you don't want him in if he's going to be bullying everybody for the next 4 years, do you?
I will just say I wish we had other choices on both sides.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So that's it. That's all I got today.
Well, thank you.
Phew, I feel like we escaped.
All right.
Bye,
Thanks,
Theo.
Theo.
Have a good day.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Well, I mean, I just think there should be bathrooms.
The bathrooms are a nice amenity, and I
Well, I
will
think it's
say
a
that. And
necessity.
it would be nice to have a bathroom. It's like I said earlier, I've worked polls where there was no accessible bathroom because it had to do with where the bathroom was in the building, which you had to walk through the voter section, which you lose control when you do that.
I agree with that, but there's got to be a way, and every building has to have a bathroom. So there has to be a way to get it to the
Well, you know,
individual wouldn't go through the
There are
polling place.
businesses that you can go in that say no public bathroom. So,
I agree with that. But if they're being paid money by the county board of election to hold the election there, that would not apply.
I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to research. We're going to get the figures of the numbers. We're going to find out if they pay, how much they pay, and how much it would cost to rent porta johns.
Well, there's got to be somebody that we know on this that listens that knows what a porta john costs to rent.
Yeah, I know somebody that knows.
Because people rent them for sports facilities. They rent them for like when you have a
but
thing down at the Riverwalk. They rent
That's
them
a
there.
whole different thing, though, in my opinion. Is you go out to vote, you go early voting. you pretty much you get out, you walk in, you go vote, and you go home. Now, I know there are times when you're going to have issues with your body, with your stomach. Maybe that's the day that you don't want to go early voting and pick it and go another day. And I'm not saying that I'm strictly against having the porta-johns. I'm just saying that when you put all the facts together and look at both sides, I think it falls back on us as individuals to decide what's a good time to go vote.
Well,
That's
I'm
what I
saying
think.
if you're going to pay $62,000 of taxpayer money, and that's what it is, to vote for 2 weeks of early voting, then you could scrounge up some money for some porta potties.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's take a break. We're live in local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right 1, 2, 3, 4 commercials. We'll be right back.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Chino Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Chino Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Chino Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads and the included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
For 40 years now, people throughout Jacksonville and Onslow County have trusted Barnes Diamond Gallery for all their jewelry needs for every special occasion. They understand that every day is a special event for someone, whether celebrating a wedding, anniversary, birthday, engagement, or graduation. Let Barnes Diamond Gallery custom design something for you. Barnes Diamond Gallery does on-site repair in addition to their quality and selection of diamonds, diamond fashion bands, pendants, watches, earrings, gemstone rings, and necklaces for anyone for any occasion. Major credit cards accepted. Layaway available. Barnes offers appraisals and paid top market prices for gold and silver. Barnes Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville, open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
All right, and we are back.
Something I want to talk about real quick before we run out of time, because this is happening to other people now. New Facebook scam where they steal your picture and your name. You get locked out of your own account. You have to start a new one. So then they go onto Facebook posing as this other person that you know, and they say, hey, I've got all these items for sale. Well, we have an attorney here in town, excuse me, that they using his name, and it's just been going on for months, and it's all these pictures of all this stuff for sale, like go-karts and vehicles and TVs and electronics, refrigerator, furniture. And it says, I've got these items for sale. I'm moving out of where I'm at, for whatever reason. But direct message me for the prices. And then what they do is they scam you into believing that it's really them. And they want you to go ahead and purchase the material or the item by direct message, which a lot of people use PayPal, they use Facebook Pay, Venmo, all sorts of ways to pay through that web, through Facebook. And those people collect the money, and then you never see the money again. And of course, you're not going to get it. Now, this has just recently happened to my sister over the weekend. She went to go on her Facebook and found out that somebody had stolen her account. So she started a new one, and there was nothing she could do. They changed all the accesses on it. So now they're posting her name and pictures online. And I think when I looked at it, it said something about selling all her dad's stuff. What it says right here: hello guys, we are clearing out items for my dad's. He got moved to an aged care, which is not true. Dad died in 2017. And he is no longer in the need of these items, and he is glad to have the extra money for other expenses. We have a truck and can deliver for a small fee. First come, first serve. And it's got all this stuff. I mean, it's a list of stuff. A tractor for $1,400, enclosed trailer, Honda generator, and campers and hot tubs. And it goes on and on with all these pictures. And of course, they turn off comment, and it just says at highlight. In other words, it goes out to everybody. DM me if you're interested. And of course, the person who put this post on there limits who can comment on there. I just reported it. But if anybody knows a telephone number to Facebook where somebody can call them and
I don't think one exists, but I hear you.
Anything, because you go in there and you can report it, but I just get reports back say this doesn't go against community standards. But if anybody out there knows of somebody that's got a connection at Facebook or a telephone number, we probably need to help my sister get this taken off, and probably help that attorney here in town that's been belittled with it for months and months.
I know
and months.
a couple of people that's happened to. I mean, it's very scary.
The big thing is, if you see something like that on Facebook for sale, contact that person yourself if you know them. Do not just go and message them, because I've known some people that have messaged this attorney and said, how much for this? And they've gotten all the way to the point where it said, yeah, just send me the money through links. And they're like, no. It's scams, and it's sad that you lose everything that you had as far as your memories and pictures on Facebook over some jerk. So
I agree.
Be cautious.
Yeah. This is scary. I mean, what if somebody shows up to your house?
That's what my sister just said. She goes, I'm scared now. What if somebody shows up to my house looking for that property?
Yeah. I would personally file a complaint with law enforcement, so you do have it on file.
That's true. That's a good idea, too.
Just so you know, hey, my face and name or whatever is being used, because you can look up somebody and figure out where they live.
Right.
Very scary.
Yeah, it is scary.
These scammers are awful. They are just horrific. It's dangerous. I haven't, and that's why I say, make your profile private, but also put in that 2-factor. Like with mine, you have to text. Sometimes it's super annoying, but if you really think about it, I'm glad I did it.
2-factor also.
Yeah.
It's like my computer at home, sometimes when it doesn't update and it resets, I lose stuff in memory. So I'll go to log on to Facebook, and I'll have to go through the 2-step authentication process, which I'm like you, it's aggravating.
It's aggravating as heck.
It's protecting you right
Heck yeah. I'm all about it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it more.
We may have to give blood the next time if this continues,
You'll have to get one of those computer chips in your hand.
Right, yeah.
That's dangerous.
Coming up after Live and Local this morning is our one and only Rick Dees, and he'll be bringing us lots of good music beyond the 60s, 70s, and 80s. And Rick Dees, if you've never listened to him, he's crazy.
He's good. Oh,
He's
yeah,
funny.
he's wild.
He is so funny. And then at 3 o'clock this afternoon, our one and only Chris Hollywood Man. And Hollywood delivers to you the most variety with the biggest hits of the 60s through the 80s.
Okay.
Beach music, soul music. And I'm going to tell you what, I've even heard some of real old songs.
Oh, really?
That they've been
That you've
playing
forgotten about?
lately.
Yeah.
And these are classics from years and years ago. But So
That's
stay
some good
tuned.
80s music.
Right.
Yeah.
And keep listening to WSME 97.1. And then we also have 1120 AM. And we're also worldwide at www.wsme971.com.
All right. Well, I want to thank everyone for hanging with us today. And hopefully Rayford will be feeling a little better tomorrow and you won't have to just listen to just us. But we really appreciate it. And we love our listeners. We do.
We do. And we thank you for supporting
yes,
us
we do.
and calling in. We enjoy your calls.
Absolutely. So
Even
everyone,
Theo.
Oh, we love Theo. I love Theo.
Yeah, I do
Absolutely
too.
adore Theo.
Theo's cool.
Everyone have a wonderful Monday. It looks like it's going to be a little bit windy day, but it's going to be awesome. So
Warm
can't
up
complain
this
about
week.
it. It's not raining, but be safe with all the pollen. All right, you're live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
246 CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu acknowledged his disagreements with the Biden administration about how Hamas